Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek. We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think we should. A spooky, scary skeleton shouts startling, shrilly screams. They'll sneak from their sarcophagus and just won't leave you be. Spirit supernatural, shy, what's all the fuss? The bags of bones seem so unsafe, it's semi-serious. Spooky, scary skeletons are silly all the same. They'll smile and stab and slowly by and drive you so insane. Sticks and stones will break your bones, they seldom let you stew.
To get aggressive, they will put handcuffs on you.
Getting your attention. I did this. I was tapping your arm with my arm. I didn't do it like that.
I had told you on more than one occasion that I wasn't putting the volume down.
Well, you know what? I kept asking because it was driving me crazy.
When the teacher says something, she's the boss of you and you
Shut up! Give me a turn to speak. Fine, see? You do that to me. How's it feel? How's it feel to be told to shut up?
Are you recording, Crickshaw?
Get your ass
When Dark Cloud froze me, I thought I was going to die. He told me that I wasn't a hero, and that I was just a dumb kid. He said that if I ever crossed paths with him again, he'd kill me.
He issued a similar warning to us shortly afterward. We still know little about Dark Cloud, but based on all of the data we have gathered on him, his warnings are to be heeded. He is a genuine threat to all he crosses, but underneath all of that mystery, bravado, armor, and weapons, lies a man, a criminal who threatened Phenomenova. And like all of his ilk, he will be brought to justice. Soon, I will acquire the answer to the question on all of our lips. Who is Dark Cloud?
Dark Cloud, rise. You still have a mission to finish. Do not let me down.
I just feel like I need to do this. I think I need to take on this responsibility.
Let's talk about a man's word. If you truly want or need to give your word to serve your country. I left for the war, and I was sure my heart was in the right place. We all were ready to do whatever we could for our country, to keep Austria safe. I can't take things for granted. That'd be a slap to their face. And we owe it to those who did not return to make sure this country's future never dies. So before you jump the gun, can you handle the weight?
Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. How fucking long was I talking? Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Dude, because I was reading from the top and I was like, I'm not muted anymore, right? Okay. Dude, you were missing out on some zingers. We went through an entire journey together and none of you even heard it. All right, new proposal idea. I do muted only streams, but for members, you get the audio. Thoughts? Sure, that'll be a great business decision. All right, let me recrack. Well, my jokes aren't going to be as funny anymore because you know what I mean. Aftermath. We got the Dr. Dre comics. Yeah, I'd love to use that as a quote for Phenomenova issue 5. My delivery on that joke was funnier the first time around. All right, boys. All right, we're gonna go ahead and was it that bad? Alex, how's it going? Second time in a row. Is it the second time in a row I've done this? Oh well. Oh well. That's what I'm saying. Oh man, I am fucking tired. I didn't mention the raise. Soon the video game industry will offer audio. Dude, they would actually. You know what they won't offer though? Dude, like, the video game industry has gotten so bad. So that's why I'm here to announce, Phenomenova, even though it is objectively good for me to have physical books, what did they say? Based on trends in the industry, we will no longer be having physical discs anymore. We will no longer be having physical books. I'm just kidding. I just printed a shitload of books. You better fucking believe we're gonna have physical books. I just had to pick up a pallet of like 1,000 because there was a summer discount at my printer, but it was only for offset, and offset is not economically viable unless you print at least 1,000, especially when it was half off. And I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna be selling issue 1s for a little bit longer. Probably not a ton longer, I have plans to go to a trade, but man, it's been good. I will say, so when it came to Bell County, sales were not quite as high as I was expecting. That show needs to be a 3-day show though. But the amount of the people that came in and bought the full bundle, it was like a really good amount of people just bought the full bundle instead of just issue 1. So it was really solid. I had to ship back some books, which I normally don't like to do. But again, I brought in way too many for both Bell County and what the fuck is it? Bell County and Anime Matsuri. Also, well, I didn't see it, so I don't know. It could be ass. You keep saying it's good, but here's the thing. You got to understand when it comes to Brand New Day, and I have not seen the movie yet. I'll do a stream talking about it when I do. But rest assured that there is only one opinion that matters, and that will be my opinion. Everyone else who watches the movie is wrong if they disagree with me. Because from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are liking the leaks. I will say, I'm seeing the leaks. The leaks make me not want to see the movie because it sounds to me like they are butchering a character that I very much like. But I will give it a shot because there's a lot of people I respect who normally shit on movies that like it. So I will give it a shot. But I am not a fan of this version of Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm sure that would go really well. I'm sure Disney would really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, is it still a spoiler? Because I was just scrolling Twitter and it was all over that. Oh, this is a big twist in the movie. Yeah, people seem to like it, but this is the important thing, guys. Here in the cult of Coleman, the only opinion that matters is my opinion, and so. You guys have not heard the truth until I've stated my opinion on the movie. That is the truth. You know what I mean? So we'll see. It could be good. It could be really good. Oh, I need to inherit my opinion from other people. That's true. I do. Everyone is saying it's good. All my friends are saying it's good, which means it's automatically good. And I will I want to fit in with the cool kids that like the movie. No, I'm going to see it. It'll be good or it'll be bad. Or it'll be mediocre. Now, let's see. Bell County. So do we want to go through Bell County first? Do we have any cool news to talk about? Because I guess the biggest news is that movie, but I didn't see it. So it's like I can't really, you know what I mean? Like I can't... Oh, Spider-Man, I hear it's really good. Like, I didn't fucking see the movie. So that's going to have to be for another show. A lot of people are telling me it's good. But, we'll see. Well, all right, I do have a question because this bothered me from the beginning. Why the fuck is there no Spider-Man villain as the main villain? Like, why is it bunch of other villains as the main villain? Exactly, that's my point. All right, so here's my counter argument to everyone saying it was really good. Everyone said that Far From Home was really good, and it wasn't. I said this when it came out. Everyone liked it because Toby and Andrew were there, and because we had all these nostalgic villains. The movie itself is not that fucking good. Like, it's not. I'm sorry. It just isn't, in my opinion. And everyone was acting like it was this amazing thing. And I was like, it's not. I stand by that. I think, like, No Way Home for me is still Tom's strongest movie, but he's the weakest of the three Spider-Mans in that movie. And that's not a knock on his acting. That's a knock on the character just is not Spider-Man, dude. He just isn't, in my opinion. And his supporting cast is like, who are these people, dude? And people are like, you just want the same thing as the comics? Absolutely. Because the comics are very epic. Now, I don't want to be a hater because the movie could be great. It could be great. And I want to like it. Exactly. And Spider-Man, some better movies. And the whole time I'm watching that movie, I'm like, I'd rather be watching the Sam Raimi movies. I'd rather be watching Spider-Man 4. Like, instead of them making that movie, I genuinely would have rather had Amazing Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 4. Because to me, that movie was a constant reminder of those were better versions of Spider-Man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. Oh, hey, there we go. Just in time for the stream. All right, I'm going to post this later. All right. We were at Bell County Comic Con. Now, we had a very good team of individuals there. So, Bell County Comic Con, how did it happen? So, I was at my boy Strider's place, and then I went to Austin. I went to Austin. I had my good friend Tad Townsend. Jesus Christ, I am so tired. Chad Townsend, basically. And hold on. All right, I'm going to address this argument later. Put a pin in that. So, hang on. I also have to condemn MS. I am sure my lovely fans do shower. I'm positive of it. I do not blaspheme my fans. Anyway, I went to Chad Townsend's place, and then we drove up to hang out with some friends, and it was really great, dude. And I met up with the Diaz brothers as well as some other individuals that I'm good friends with. And then from there, let's see, who did we hang out with? From there, we hung out with a bunch of people. Per Berg, yeah, dude. I am so tired today. Per Berg, very good friend of mine, incredibly based individual. We love Per Berg. Also, my fucking hair, dude, so bad. I slept and then I was like, I did something with it, and then it's terrible right now. Per Berg, we met up with Chad Townsend, Per Berg, and the Diaz brothers. And now the four of us assembled an alliance and came up with a really cool print of all of our characters. So those were for sale at Bell County Comic Con. It was really cool. And if you were there, you got it. I'm not sure what we're doing with the others. The Diaz brothers printed it. So they have a monopoly on the remaining prints. I have one for myself. So do I have it in my bag? I might have it in my bag. But I've walked away from stream too many times. Oh, no, of course. Why would Twitter load when I need to show stuff off on stream? Yeah, we had to form a Voltron. By the way, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure has the best, just seeing clips, some of the best super chats in the business. So here's the crew from Bell County. We took this at the end. We barely took any pictures this weekend. Boom. Check this out. What a fight. Look at these gentlemen. Look at these gentlemen. Excellent stuff. So what happened was we were going and we set up on Friday, and then Per Berg came in late. Per Darwinberg came in a bit late, and then so I had to set up like spot and leave room for Per. And I was right next to Hero Darky Dark. I was like, oh shit, it's awesome. And I saw his name on the thing. And I'm like, yo, that's awesome. We get to hang out that whole weekend. Hero Darky Dark, great guy. You guys should check him out. And then he sends me a message going, dude, my flight got canceled because of the weather. I'm not going to be able to make the con. Just take my table. And I was heartbroken. I was like, Hero Darky Dark, no. Because Hero Darky Dark has been on both me and Per's channels. So we had to take the table. So we colonized the table. So colonization maxing. Yes, we did colonize Hero Darky Dark's table. We had to. And we made it work, dude. We had a corner spot where we had two tables. And it was a really good system we had. Great. Now that we had that, what else did we do? Oh, this is where the Diaz brothers fucking screwed me over. God damn it, dude. All right, let's go back. Let's go back, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about the Diaz brothers did me dirty. So when I was me and Chad went to go get ink because we had to stamp stuff, and I haven't done that before. Okay? So what happens, right? What happens is this. There are the stamps right here. So we got, this is the fucking, so I get this, I go to get the stamps, right? Sorry, let me get the punchline, right? And I think, oh, it's got to be Vivacity because Vivacity is on the thing. So I messaged the Diaz brothers. I'm like, what should I get? Black ink or red ink? There are two options. And Chad was like, I'm going to get red. And I said, Chad, that's absolutely ridiculous. Your character is named Black Phantom. Get black. So I think it's going to be Vivacity. So I get red. And I'm like, you guys, that. And he goes, just get any color. And they're like, I don't want to tell anyone. Or I'm like, I just want to know what character it is. What character is it? So I know what to do. And so I get red. So this is what it looked like. And then stamped. So fucking bad. This is an image that fucking Brandon Diaz drew of me. And I gotta say, I don't love this image. But at this point, what am I gonna do? Protest? Like I don't think it looks anything. I think I'm way better looking than this image. No good. Hate this. So anyway, why didn't you buy? Dude, I thought it was gonna be one of my. Everyone else got like a cool stamp of one of their characters. Narwhal got a narwhal. Chad got Black Phantom, and then I get this shit. Fucking hell! Now I do want to apologize publicly on air to Dan Fan. They got set up at Mid Hudson Comic Con because I had bought this table first, and then I bought Bell County. So these two are great. You know, I want to thank them for taking my spot though. Discount came in clutch. Everyone go check out Dan Fan if you haven't already. Check out her comics and everything, and her boyfriend Adam too. So I don't think those. No, yeah, hang on. Those are not lips. Now I have to look at this fucking image again because they're spreading misinformation on this awful, disgusting image. I'm going to say it's a racist caricature of Vaughn Coleman. You can clearly see teeth. These are not my lips. See? He knows. I don't look Asian. I'm pretty white, dude. Do I look Asian in this? Those are pretty. So those are clearly teeth. Those are not lips. It's supposed to be me going, ah, yeah, like I'm excited. Yeah, BS Warren brings up a good point, by the way. Blood for blood. I do need to get the Diaz brothers back because this was. I had to use this the entire weekend. Fucking hell, dude. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to the pictures. I didn't take that many pictures this weekend, but I need a shave, dude. There's Brandon Diaz. I want to say for a 2-day show, the turnout was fucking insane. It was nonstop people walking by. It was great, dude. The turnout was really something special. Even when people weren't buying stuff, there were people that like, there's so much stuff to do. That's what this, and I will say this, and I'll even make a point of saying it online or whatever. This needs to be at least a 3-day show. This, I barely even got time in here. There was like a whole fucking stadium, dude, for the other hall. Now, we weren't in there. Got some nerds. These are the two coolest cats in the con. We got me and Per Berg. I mean, Per Berg, what a fine gentleman. Great guy. We love Per Berg. Only a complete and total moron. Would dislike my good friend Per Berg. Now, continuing onward. So when I pack for shows, I was like, I generally am like, here's a realistic amount of books to bring. blah, blah, blah. I brought roughly the same amount of books that I brought for Denver and Phoenix. Now, again, Bell County is nowhere near as big as Denver or Phoenix, and sales wise, because it's a smaller show. So because of that, I was left over with extra stuff. Very base, Mark Millar. I got turned out, did I say? I don't remember saying that. Did I? I must have misspoken. Mark Millar loves Fairburg. Mark Millar, based individual. So we're driving home from the con, and the back was full. There's a box right in front of my face here, as you can see. I could not fucking move. Now, in the name of family, when we're driving home, we get to Olive Garden, which was because family, it was like family. And family is everything. Now, I want to point out, guys, Pear Berg's Riz right here. No, I'm literally, all right, I'm not vaping in this picture. I am, if you look, you can see I'm holding a box. The box is like touching my face. I couldn't move. Like, there's my backpack, there's my bag. No, this is my suitcase. I had so much shit. So, yeah, dude, he really was. He had 2 pairs of glasses on the entire fucking weekend. It's pretty based, honestly. And then we have, dude, you want to see Pearberg's Rig? Oh dear. And then it was nice meeting you, Caro. You gave great vibes. And we were like, Pear, that was not, we were having dinner. We were like, this is not, Pear, that is not the appropriate. We were supposed to keep the joke going, Pearberg. I love you, Pearberg. Okay. Now, was SummerSlam bad? I don't know. I never watched SummerSlam 2026. Was it? Oh, wait. I'm not even following Bell County. I'm a fake fan. I'm sorry, Bell County. But yeah, this was a great fucking weekend, dude. It was like nonstop people in the chat. Dude, Narwhal, all right, we got to talk about the shorts I did with Pearberg, okay? Because I have my normal shorts that I do, and then Pearberg had his interesting twist we were doing on them. So we're going to do like an analysis of both shorts from both days, which I got decent views on. So Bell County is in a really interesting spot because it's like right between multiple cities in Texas. It's between Austin, Houston, and then I want to say it's like 3 hours from Houston, an hour from Austin, and like I want to say it's near San Antonio. So it's like I feel like it gets bleed over from all of those cities, which is great for me. Business-wise, like this con is going to keep getting bigger and bigger. 45,000 for a 2-day show is fucking insane. Like, that is insane. I've been to 4-day shows with comparable, turnouts. Not I think I've only been to one. I think Lexington had a similar. Now, where is this? Fuck. I'm trying to find this. God damn it. Oh, here are the videos. Sorry, I zoned it. I was reading the chat and then I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. All right, here we go. What's going on, guys? We are at Bell County Comic-Con. I'm here with Pearberg. Okay, he's not talking right now, but come see us. So, all right, context. Now, why did Pearberg do that? Well, because the first version of the video I did, I accidentally deleted. But it was him. He was stretching in the background doing yoga for some fucking reason and dancing. And then I guess he was really upset that I was like, we got to retake the video. And he just was like, I'm not He was like, I'm abstaining from like putting my effort in this time because he put effort in the first time, and so that's what that was. And then so he made it look like a hostage situation, which it surely was not. Per Berg was very excited to table with Von Coleman. Now we got day 2.
What's going on, guys? We're here at Bell County Comic Con. I'm with the great Per Berg, who is T-posing on you, as you can see. Look at this man. We are right here.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
What? So, in context of that, as soon as I turn it off, I'm like, what's the problem, man? And he goes, oh, nothing. I just thought it'd be funny for the video. And I was like, so, like, can I continue? He's like, no. And I was like, oh. He was like, it's funnier this way. And I'm like, all right. And it was. Yeah, that's it. From now on, that's got to be it. He was like, yeah, I guess like if I don't get it, yeah, exactly. Per Berg is like, he's like a mainstream actor. You get one take, and if he doesn't like it, he's not doing it again. Yeah, I flew in from Jersey. He flew in from Washington, but I flew into Houston, and then I stayed for Anime Matsuri on Wednesday. Then I set up for that on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday were the days of that con. And then I stayed then Monday was my birthday, and I stayed with my good friend Strider. He's on my crew with Rogues Gallery for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday I drove up with my boy Chad Townsend, where we met up with the Diaz brothers, and we set up on Thursday, or no, we set up on Friday. I met up with the Diaz brothers on Thursday, and then we went and we set up on Friday. And then after we set up is when we met up with our good friend Per Berg. And then we woke up crack of dawn on the 2 days before the show. It was great. It was a really good time. The Diaz brothers drove. They always drove, which, to be fair, if Texas was closer, I would have driven, but it was not closer. Also, if it was a multiple day show, I would. That's a complicated question. So, like, I don't, online sales, I don't, on my website, I don't sell that many, right? But to be fair, most of my online promoting is usually when I'm doing a campaign. But if we're talking, so I would say in terms of the amount of books I've sold, like I'll sell my biggest burst of books online. You know what I mean? Like when I have a campaign, I will sell like the biggest burst of books, like bigger than any convention, right? I'll sell like hundreds of them. And then when I'm at a convention, I'll sell Beaver. So overall, I've sold more books at conventions than in online sales, which I really want to work on my online sales more. But overall, I've sold the most books in person at conventions. That's where there's a reason I have to keep running reprints, like at the rate I'm doing it. It's not because of website sales. You know what I mean? Like I would not have put in an order of 1,000 more issue ones if I wasn't doing conventions, if that makes sense. So I would say I'm selling. Yeah. Were you able to meet up with Doug Ernst and Eric July? Yeah, we met up at the bar. We're at the bar. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. We go to this like little arcade bar. It was the Saturday after party. Me, Per the Killer Berg, the Diaz brothers, Chad Townsend, we're all hanging out at this bar. And it was a good time. Oh, and Strider joined us. And then, eventually they're like, oh, the Iconic Comic guys are there. And I hadn't seen them yet at the con. So I went up and I talked to Tim Lim and Doug Ernst and all the Iconic Comics guys. And they were super nice. Like, hey, is there anything we could do? The people who worked the cons were so great. Are you guys getting good traffic? Yeah, I'm getting great traffic. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. Blah, blah, blah. Like, super helpful. I'm really glad you guys flew out there. We're really glad to have you on the show. Very nice guys. And then I'm talking to them, and then, oh, shit, Eric July showed up. So then I go and I talk. Oh, Fletcher is another good friend of mine. Fletcher's art. He's doing work with Iconic Comics. I met him at Lexington Comic Con. He's great. And then we talked to Eric July, and I remember Phil Diaz goes, I don't think Eric's gonna recognize me. I'm like, you're Phil Diaz. Eric will recognize you. He goes, I don't think so. And then as soon as Eric sees Phil, he goes, Phil. And I hashtag Vaughn Coleman is right. No, hashtag Vaughn Coleman is always right. Very important. Pear. So it was me, Pear, Eric, Phil. We're all talking and hanging out. Eric is super nice. For a guy that gets a million trash casts done on him, he's a pretty nice guy. He's not as evil as you would expect. He's very busy and hardworking, and good for him. He was great. It was really nice hanging out with Eric and the Iconic Comics guys. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm at a con like every weekend, exactly. So I'm selling every weekend. All back issues sell better. Yeah, well, issue 1 is always my best because it's not even that. All issue 1s. This is what I will say in a series. It doesn't matter what your best issue is. Issue 1 will always be your highest seller, and once I get to a trade, volume 1 will be my highest seller. You know what I mean? But there was that thing. Yes, it was an awesome time. It was a really, really fun show. Really fun people. I was very busy. I barely took any pictures. Now let me go over to my Facebook and see what other pictures I have. On Sunday, I got to meet Nerdrotic again. Now I've met him before. Gary, very nice guy. We did a book swap, so I got his book. I fully intend to read it. And then I had already given him issue 1 at the Vegas meetup like a year ago, which apparently there's a new one going on. I won't be able to attend this time. And then I gave him 2, 3, and 4, and he gave me a copy of his book. It was great. And if you go to San Diego, I want to. I did it this year. So here, fun fact about San Diego is there are 4 different 4-day shows. So San Diego is the main one. But then if you don't, I had the impression of no matter what, whether I'm at SDCC or the other ones, I was going to do one of those shows. And I didn't apply for Techo in time, but apparently Techo is a really good show. That one's in Pittsburgh. That's a 4-day anime show. Then there's Anime Matsuri, is a 4-day anime show. And then there's GalaxyCon Rally in North Carolina is the other one. You go to those if you don't get into SDCC. But I got into SDCC. Gary was at Bell County, yeah. But WonderCon is I want to go there. I'm going to apply for WonderCon. See, oh, that's an old picture. Then we met the girl who dressed as Captain America. So it was me, Pearberg, and then Captain America. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy Captain America. Finally, I had never bought it, and I decided to get it. But she's super nice, Brittany. Her name. She was dressed as Captain America. She really liked. She was looking through Phenomenova. And she really liked the Streya's design. She's like, "Oh my god, this is great design. It's got the dress, which is Streya is one of my best character designs. When I say mine, one of my best designed characters. Obviously, I didn't design her, but Philip Cruz. Like originally, my idea was way more generic. It was basically like Psylocke with a blindfold. That's not what I said. What did I say? Did I misspeak again? Fucking hell! I gotta slow down when I talk. No, I got comment. Oh, the book. Okay. There we go. All right. Look, guys, my brain is not working. She has bad taste. You, Super Helen Keller. No. So Bats and Bobby are on opposite sides of this field. Bobby, his favorite character is Estrella. Bats, his least favorite character is Estrella. But yeah, this was great talking to them. Talking to the Iconic Comics people. They're all very nice individuals. Really like Iconic. I got to get more into their stuff. Did who think I was a couple? Me and Pear? Fuck you. Me and Pear the Killer Berg? Listen, I love Pear Berg, but not that way. You know what I mean? Please. Please. You don't need a booth to get a pro badge. I applied. Doesn't mean I'm going to get one. I applied for, because I thought, oh, you have to have done work in the mainstream. Apparently you don't. Apparently you don't. You just need to have like a decent amount of work and following. What did Arza post in the X chat? Probably something stupid. You know what I can tell you? I could guarantee you he didn't post is Arza probably didn't post that he read Phenomenova because he never does. Marvel at San Diego Comic-Con had a huge setup at Hall H. A lot of people brought wristbands to enter the event, got shafted after waiting 12 hours in line, and they didn't get in. Cuck behavior. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. You know what I mean? Like, guys. Oh my God. I was in this thing, bro. It's fucking this heck. I'm sorry. You know what? No, I'm really happy for you guys. It's not cuck behavior at all. Not at all. Just to be in the same room as a fucking celebrity. Got Phenomenal for in the mail. Incredible they got to meet Bear Bugler. The Captain America cosplayer of Britley looks fantastic too. I have a few iconic KA books. Met them at Heroes. They were nice. Thanks. And yeah, I'm glad you like Phenomenova issue 4. All right, I want to talk about some bullshit though with Phenomenova issue 4. 2, I have had a perfect streak thus far. I mean, actually, with backers, a few things, but in terms of stuff I've printed, I've had a perfect fucking streak. And then the preview books, I got to check in on those. Did not arrive, and they were supposed to be. I printed a specific amount to sell at both of these shows. Did not arrive. Didn't fucking arrive for Phenomenova issues 4 or 5. Fucking bullshit. I don't know where they are, dude. The preview books, and then also the mini prints, which are supposed to be easy money. Easy money. The preview books did not, or not the preview books, the mini prints, which were supposed to be easy money. I got the ones that were sent to me, which were of Andrew's character and my character and John's character, which I was selling at Bell County because both Andrew and I were going to be there. And then I'm going to sell the rest when I'm with Dongbox. And it was like those arrived with me, but then the ones that were supposed to go to fulfillment, they never arrived. Or if they arrived, someone stole them. I don't know. So I had to order new mini prints, but those will be there Thursday. So if there's a slight delay in your issue 4 award, if you ordered mini prints and you backed issue 4, there will be some slight delays. I apologize sincerely. That was out of my control. That's the thing. No matter how hard, no matter how many of the deadlines you hit, if your artists hit them, then it's the printers, not just the printers, the shipping. Like everything with my preview book was done on time. I got my preview books are ready. Fucking poor Michael Rushbrook got that cover done. He didn't even have time to send me a thumbnail. Within days, we were perfect on time for hitting the deadline with that preview book, and they didn't arrive on time. And on top of that, those mini prints, like issue 4 would probably be fully fulfilled by now if those mini prints hadn't gotten lost. But because those mini prints got lost, we can't just send orders without the mini prints. So those mini prints will be in on Thursday, and then from there, we're going to bang out the rest of the orders. All right. Dude, I woke up this morning too, and it was like I was so fucking tired, and it's like within the first 30 minutes of me being awake, or the first hour or two of me being awake, I get 4 separate phone calls, things I need to do, and I'm like, today you just let me relax. So, but it's been good. I can bitch and moan all I want. It's been good. All right, let's check in on this. Bats sent me a message. This better be worth derailing my stream for, dude. Better be worth it. Was there any big drama at Bell County Comic-Con? No, I don't think so. Yeah, there was a lot of I could make something up. No, I feel like, I feel like everyone had too much of a positive experience. I need to make up some stupid drama story. Give me time. I'll think of some terrible thing that went wrong and why it was actually bad for some reason. All right, let's see what this shit is. What is this in reference to? Interesting. All right. What is the ninth Jedi? I don't even know what this is. Hold on. Let me check this. Now I'm curious. There is big drama. Hang on. Arza can't send. All right. So I don't know. Anyway, a Star Wars show anime type. Sorry, I didn't mean to cause dead air. I was responding to. Now I have to inquire for context from Buzzsaws. Woo! All right, boys. What else do I want to talk about? I'm fucking tired, dude. Okay, I did that. Oh, I guess like people were having major melties over Nightcrawler being Catholic, which he's always been. Now one of these tweets, because here's my problem: is everyone keeps responding about that time he was like the Pope or whatever. Guys, you have to meet them where they're at because a lot of these people have only read recent comics. No, I haven't. I unsubscribed from Disney Plus when they fired Gina Carano because fuck that. Although apparently X-Men 97 season 2 is good. What's the next convention? Next convention is going to be Terrificon. I don't know why I blanked on that this weekend. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah. Okay. So people were big mad over. It's funny. Everyone's like representation, and then as soon as like we need characters to be like this religion, and as soon as the character is openly Catholic, they're too Catholic. Imagine if someone said Kitty Pryde was too Jewish. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy to me for someone to say that. Nightcrawler is like way too Catholic. It's not his main thing. It actually is. It actually is. When you're Catholic, it is literally the most important. If you devote your life to God, this is me getting preachy. This is me looking from a character perspective. If his character is in devotion to God, yeah, Kitty Pryde is, she's very Jewish, like to the point where she's always wearing the Star of David necklace when you first meet her. She's wearing that from the beginning. The character is Jewish, and it's an important part of her character. To the point where the issue Magneto is revealed as a Holocaust survivor, he has like a crisis because he accidentally almost kills Kitty Pryde, and he feels like he's becoming just like the Nazis as he's holding this Jewish girl. And so anyway, that's an important part of her character. No one should try and take that away, nor should anyone try to take away Nightcrawler's Catholicism. Now, to be fair, this person I think is arguing that he's too Catholic. But it's like he wouldn't say this about any other religion. You know what I mean? Like if you want to argue that he's just praying the whole time and doing nothing else. I haven't been watching the show, but that's fine. But I don't think this is a good faith argument. And there was one argument, Vaughn Coleman here put up with a banger of a tweet, but I could have done better. As soon as I fired off this tweet, I thought of a better example than the one I chose. Right here. MSK, by the way, no, you are not. You are not. This is not happening. Right, especially when that character is constantly risking their lives. Right. It's literally, if his whole life, his whole worldview is about God. By the way, people are like, oh, well, he doesn't mention it all the time. Every time something bad goes wrong, Nightcrawler goes, mein Gott. That's what he says. Mein Gott. Like, it's his main fucking thing. It is absolute, even if it's not explicitly said, the way he acts, everything he does himself is clearly built in Catholicism specifically, not just Christianity, Catholicism, right? It's a very important part of his character. So this guy, notice how it's always like he, him. I'm just saying. It's almost like it's, a political statement. It's almost like they don't really like Christianity. Kurt wasn't Catholic when he was created. Faith would not be mentioned until 10 years after his creation. That is objectively wrong. That is completely wrong. What's going on, Larry? It's great meeting you too. So, right? Here's the thing. This is objectively and provably wrong. All I have to do is do something this guy didn't do when he made that tweet and just pull the comics from my shelf that I've read because, I love X-Men and I actually read X-Men. Unlike, a lot of tourists, shall we say. So my mistake in my tweet is I went back and went to an 1982 comic, which it still completely destroys this guy's argument that it wasn't mentioned until 10 years later. But this still even wasn't the first reference to his Catholic faith. He's revealed to be Catholic. There's a storyline literally called Nightcrawler's Inferno. Oh, wait, this is the wrong trait. Hold on. It was right after Days of Future, or right after Dark Phoenix Saga, before Days of Future Past. Uncanny X-Men Annual 4. X-Men Annual 4, I should say. And in that story, called Nightcrawler's Inferno, which is a clear reference to the Catholic story, Nightcrawler's Inferno, right? It was written by a Catholic. It's very important. Even if it's not biblical, not part of the Bible, it's, it's extra biblical. It's still important from like a thematic standpoint or whatever. When Nightcrawler is set to like his own mental personal hell, it looks like Dante's Inferno. So clearly that's an important part of his psychology as a character. Again, I'd like to redirect you to that video I made on the media literacy crowd, right? And how, it's all about media literacy. These people are except if it's anything biblical, their brains can't work. Okay. Nightcrawler's personal hell is the Christian hell, the Catholic hell that is depicted in Dante's Inferno, right? We know this. You read the story, which these people haven't. You would know this. The story is called Nightcrawler's Inferno as a direct reference to that. There's the 7 circles of hell and everything. That is an important part of the story. But I pulled up this example, which is in the Brood Saga, where all of the it's a great storyline. All of the X-Men have these growing aliens inside of them. It's kind of like the movie Alien. They all think they're going to die, right? They end up being fine, but Kurt is taking comfort in God, so he's not taking it as hard as some other characters. Whereas Wolverine doesn't have faith for that. And there's this whole interaction they have where he goes, I believe in nothing, never have, never will. Matters what I can eat. So he's basically pretty much atheist. And you have no use for that? He goes, tangible things. The rest is imagination. You have no use for that? Nope. I'm sorry. I never realized how alone you must feel. You're more alone than I could ever be. Because Kurt is never alone. This is part of why, and this is one of the points I want to make. This person goes, Kurt is always happy and swashbuckling and making jokes. Well, part of why he's able to be happy, despite the whole world hating him for his appearance, is because of his devout faith in God. Because there's a saying, again, this is explicitly Christian, right? Is he has this belief that there's a saying in the book of John that these people bitching about him, like I guarantee this guy's never read the book of John, right? And to be fair, I've only read it recently. But book of John talks about how even if the entire world hates you, that's okay because, they hated Jesus first. And so Nightcrawler, you could clearly tell he's okay with the world hating him because God loves him. And when you have that kind of feeling, then it's easy to be jovial and laughing and cracking jokes because he's at peace with God. And that's such an important, integral part of his character. To remove Nightcrawler's Catholicism is so integral to his character. It's silly. Oh no. Didn't they make Wolverine? They made him like in a throuple with Jean Grey, dude. It was fucking. I'm like, I can't read this shit anymore. This is too bad. But yeah, here he is. Mein Gott. Whenever he's upset, he calls out to God. Nightcrawler's Inferno, right here. Great. I'd love to cover that one on stream, especially given the recent events. His Catholicism is integral to his character. It is the main thing, actually. Anyway, we've talked about Bell County. And yeah. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, peace. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Keep an eye out for more stuff. I'm probably just going to do some reading. No, they're not. This is modern day gobbledygook. Dude, I was sent a link to another stream. It's off now that I'm home. Yes, it's Nightcrawler's whole backstory is explicitly Christian. His upbringing is explicitly Christian. Well, he was raised by, hang on, I put this away too fast. Hold on a second. I'll yap for a little bit longer. But my understanding, so he was raised by these like gypsies almost in this circus, but he was always very Catholic. You are the first. Here we go. He was raised by these like gypsies. Oh, and he had like a half sister, or not half sister, not blood related at all, a stepsister that he dated. Because it's complicated. So, all right, very complicated. So he had this brother. He had this like. Yeah, isn't it interesting? Okay, so what was I saying? So basically, Nightcrawler's background is he had these like gypsies that took after him in the circus, but he was always Christian, right? And there was, I forget her real name. I literally had it right in front of me. But you had the girl, he had this girlfriend at the time named Amanda Sefton. And it turns out that Amanda Sefton was his old stepsister in disguise, but they were like not actually, but it's kind of fucking weird now that I'm saying it out loud. So basically he had this like step brother. I don't know if like his adoptive brother and his adoptive sister and his adopted mother. He loved the adopted sister, and then he was best friends with the adopted brother. But the adopted brother had like serial killer tendencies. And he goes, I fear for the dark side of my soul. Swear to me, Kurt, if I ever turn evil, if I ever take an innocent life, that you will kill me. So what happened was the brother had these like, that sounds like it. Yeah, Zardos. So what happened was the brother like basically gives him like starts going and trying to kill people. And when the brother starts doing this, Nightcrawler has to keep his promise and kill the brother. But that gets him ousted from the family. And the sister always believed that Kurt wouldn't just maliciously kill them, but the mom starts hunting him down. That's where Nightcrawler's Inferno comes from. It's a whole weird fucking thing. But Kurt, his main love interest for most of the Claremont run is Amanda Sefton, aka Jermaine Zardos, the stepsister. That's like his main love interest, which honestly, it sounds weird, but it does work in the comics. Am I going to speaking of or acknowledging for the Fans Fest? What is the speaking of or acknowledging mean? I mean, I guess I'm acknowledging it now. I've been invited a bunch of times to go. We'll see. Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. I just I do like Matt Rummer. I like some of the guests that are going to be there. But for me personally, I don't know. My artist is going to be with me this week, that weekend, because he's going to be joining me at New York Comic Con, and then he'll be with me for like a week after. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I know Carlisle Comic Con is that very same weekend, so I might do that. I don't know. I don't know what the sales would be like for the Fans Fest. You know what I mean? I just don't know if it's worth it for me coming out. We'll see. Matt Rummer did invite me. Probably not. I don't think so. I know I was. Matt Rummer invited me. We'll see. We'll see. Like, because I like Matt specifically, but I don't like obviously Ethan, John, or Shane. But I'm not going to not attend a convention just because there's people I don't like there. You know what I mean? Like, so if it makes sense for me business wise, I'll swing it. But we'll see. Well, apparently Matt was telling me, because that was a concern I had. I was like, Matt was telling me that like most of the sales are through the website and through other means. So if that's the case, then, you know, okay. Matt, I met him at Vineland. But yeah. But that was a weird way of phrasing it. Are you going to acknowledge it? Like what? Anyway, yeah. Hold on. What do I want to talk about? I think that's it. I think that's like all the topics. I think that was everything. Yeah, I mean, I really only had Bell County, and then I'm going to pass out. I did not watch Spider-Man yet. All right, anyway. Yeah, I know. I do need to. Dude, I am so tired today, but I will. I'm just going to be a lazy shit probably. I might have to do some work, actually, now I remember it. Nah. And I will be at Terrificon this upcoming weekend. So peace out, guys, and have a great rest of your night. And back, Phenomenova issue 5, Wraith Crown issue.
When Dark Cloud froze me, I thought I was going to die. He told me that I wasn't a hero, and that I was just a dumb kid. He said that if I ever crossed paths with him again, he'd kill me.
He issued a similar warning to us shortly afterward. We still know little about Dark Cloud, but based on all of the data we have gathered on him, his warnings are to be heeded. He is a genuine threat to all he crosses, but underneath all of that mystery, bravado, armor, and weapons, lies a man, a criminal who threatened Phenomenova. And like all of his ilk, he will be brought to justice. Soon, I will acquire the answer to the question on all of our lips. Who is Dark Cloud?
Dark Cloud, rise. You still have a mission to finish. Do not let me down.
I just feel like I need to do this. I think I need to take on this responsibility.
Let's talk about a man's word. If you truly want or need to give your word to serve your country. I left for the war, and I was sure my heart was in the right place. We all were ready to do whatever we could for our country, to keep Austria safe. I can't take things for granted. That'd be a slap to their face. And we owe it to those who did not return to make sure this country's future never dies. So before you jump the gun, can you handle the weight?
Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.